Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to fun and exciting Campfire Tales. One where the jokes shall flow, the gooses will be silly, and you'll regret listening to this about as much as you do every other one because you're going to learn some stuff. But first, join us as always is Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing pretty good.
Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Let's just say hypotheticals, right? That once a month you turn into a creature, a wolf-like beast. Some may say a werewolf, right? Would you rather A, just attack and eat people against your will, or B, be bossed around by some old man who lives in a mountain?
I'd probably just eat people. I mean, it's not that big a deal, you know?
I mean, you could be eating anybody, though.
Yeah, but ain't nobody gonna boss me around. So I'm just saying.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. You're going to be fine, like waking up belly full of human meat? If that means no one's bossing you around?
Meat's meat, I suppose, you know?
Wow. Wow. I don't even know. I don't even know how to say this. I don't know. I can't look right now. Also joining us is Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Hey, Eli. How's it going?
Dave, can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
Let's say you two also have a little bit of the werewolfism.
Let's just say.
Now, would you rather A, look like a giant bear, but with a dog head and a dog tail? Or would you just want to look like a dog with a human face?
No, I'll go full bear-sized wolf for sure.
You wouldn't want to do the unsettling, like that looks like a dog, but it has a human face.
No,
Not even a human head. It's basically like your face, like on a dog's head.
Yeah, I don't want to do the what we do in the shadows, disturbing cat, werecat.
Okay. Wow. You don't want to be this like, but that's the best part of that movie. Oh my God, I laugh hard every time. I would totally rock a messed up transformation. I'd do it. I wouldn't even care.
An Eli faced dog.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Or like I do something ridiculous, like a squirrel.
Would people
like,
even notice? I mean, that would be the frustrating part, right?
Wow. How dare you? How dare you? You know what? Can't even look right now. Hey, as we all know, last week we talked about American Werewolf in London. So I thought this week, because everybody thinks, they think of werewolves, they think of the dumb Twilight movies, Mary, Caitlin, or they think of, like classic, werewolf curse. So I thought what I would do is I would go over with you guys some werewolves from around the world and legend and kind of tell you about it. And then you can decide if you're forced to be bit by one of these sumbitches, which one you'd get bit by and live out the rest of your days as.
So these aren't the Hollywood ones. These are the real deal.
These are real deal legends and lore werewolves.
Okay.
Some kind of cool. Some kind of not cool. So I'll let you decide. Okay. And then, like I said, at the end, you tell me which werewolf you'd rather be.
So we're gonna pick one of these to then.
That's who has to pitch you. Like you're gonna get kidnapped in the middle of the night, dragged out into a field, and you're gonna get bit by whichever one of these you choose.
Okay.
Which, I mean, how willingly you go, if someone kidnaps you in the middle of the night, that's up to you because you're both, I would say, older men, middle-aged, roughly.
Wow.
We're all middle-aged, I'd say.
Are you hearing this?
I know, I'll tell you what.
We're all middle-aged. What are you even talking about? We're all middle-aged, right? Me, I built like the chunkiest of hobbits. There's no fighting me. I'll just weep.
You'll be whatever they tell you are.
Listen, all I can hope is if you go to kidnap me, if you have the constitution to carry someone who's actively weeping and having diarrhea at the same time, then you deserve to get me.
You know what I mean? You've earned the win.
You've earned the win. Who might have stopped you? So you guys ready to hear about your futures?
100%.
What type of werewolf you could be? Okay, here we go. All right, the first one, I have taken out two of these types that everybody knows, right? There's the one by the Romai, which is like the curse for ilking them, and you can turn into a werewolf. And then I took out the story of Remus Romulus because like those aren't really werewolves. It's like a whole. I just took those out.
So you took out 80% of the lore
That is not true. I took out the most known ones, and I'm going with ones that people. I'm trying to educate people, give them a little culture. The first one, we're looking at ye old Rome back in the day, I would say. And the people in Rome, they believed that there was these shape-shifting creatures that at night would turn into wolves, and their whole thing was to just run around and eat people and cattle. Specifically, they only ate people and cattle. And they started calling them lupus, which is it means wolf in Latin. And then eventually, as people started coming into Rome and Rome started fighting and their legend kind of spread, that's where the word lycanthrope comes from. But they weren't actually people. They're just shapeshifters that would eat cows and people. That's all they did every night. The moon didn't matter. Nothing mattered. Just every night, they're like, fuck it. I'm hungry. Turn into a wolf, and I'm going to search out cows and people. So that's your granddaddy werewolf right there. Very simple.
Did they change into anything, or they just went out and were?
No, they were like shapeshifters who looked people-esque, and then at night turned into wolves.
Okay,
every night.
So like a wolf, not like a half.
Yeah, like a wolf. Yeah, they were straight wolves.
Okay,
but their lives were simple
because they're wolves.
And they just eat cows and people. And apparently they were just abundant. People and cows were all around Rome a period of time because they didn't seem to go hungry.
Are we sure they weren't just regular wolves?
I mean, do you want a logical answer or do you want my answer?
Well, let's go with your answer.
You don't know this. At least in the world the way it is, you can never tell what's real and what's not real. So you got to look at everything as it being real and not real.
Okay.
That's my answer. If I'm going with logic.
Schrodinger's werewolf.
Yeah, basically Schrodinger's werewolf, right? If I don't know that you're not a werewolf, I have to assume you are or are not
a werewolf. Yep.
I have to believe that you're both.
Yeah, see? You know what? Jeff, that's the most intelligent thing you've ever said. And the whole time we've been recording.
Wow.
What a great point you just made. But hey, let's all right. So what are we feeling about that? Straight up just I'm a weird looking dude during the day. And at night I turned to wolf to eat cows and people. How are we feeling about that fit? It's pretty straightforward. Not fancy.
Not a lot of meat on that bone for sure.
No. I see what you did there.
It's true though. There's not much to that one. I either am or I ain't.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Hey, how about we go to ancient Babylonia?
Okay.
All right. Ancient Babylonia, they also believed that the werewolf was actually an evil shape-shifting creature that lurked in the wilderness, and all they did was attack lone travelers. So they only attacked people who were traveling by themselves. And they actually believe that it was the way you became these creatures were made was actually a curse from a god. So if a god was upset by you, they would curse you into a shape-shifting creature where basically during the day you were a man, and then you would randomly turn to a wolf to only attack lone travelers, which is super specific.
Yeah.
Super specific. So, I mean, how do we feel about that? So
what kinds of things would people do that would piss off the gods to the point of making them into werewolves? Like what?
If anybody's heard of the epic Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh himself was turned into a werewolf by the god Ishtar the evil goddess Ishtar. She was evil, and she turned him into that because she didn't like how good he was. So that way, he had a friend in the story who always walked alone. That way, he would kill his friend, and he wouldn't be as good. So his crime was he was just too nice of a guy.
That's a problem.
Jeff's crime would be at one point he's going to give guns to monkeys and start the Planet of the Apes.
So that's what Jeff will definitely turn into, a were-monkey.
By the time I'm giving monkeys guns, Planet of the Apes has already started. Let's get that straight.
No, you're saying we're well past
we're
the point of no return.
Oh, for Jeff, it's just a business transaction.
Exactly. I'm going to be a simian arms dealer.
You're just the nexus. Like, you're just the means.
Right. Yeah. I don't,
Fate chose you for whatever reason.
Hey, guns don't kill people. Monkeys kill people. That's what I heard.
Okay. So. All right. Fair enough. Hey, how we feeling about the Babylonian werewolf? We feeling? Want to take out? You don't even have to get big.
Vague.
You just have to be cursed by God.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I could literally just do anything and be cursed to become a werewolf. So
yeah, like you could be like, well, this guy, like you could be like Gilgamesh. They're just like, he's too nice of a guy. So now we need him to kill his best friend.
Fair enough.
So again, like the first time, is this werewolf story? Is it a man wolf, or is it you go full wolf during the night?
This one is more I wouldn't say like the how we know werewolves, but more like I wouldn't even say like a wolf. You look more like a lot of the drawings of them. They kind of, you ever see Where the Wild Things Are, or read the book Where the Wild Things Are when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like it'd be something from there. Like you're just this like kind of thing with fur, with like regular people legs and regular people arms, and like a weird people not people face. And a lot of them have horns on their head for some reason, which I don't quite understand.
Yeah, in order for something to be a monster, it has to have horns. I think that's a well-written line.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Because it's of the devil. So
exactly.
True. So Dave, do you think you will partake in the Babylonian werewolf? Is that your brand?
No, I think I'm pretty safe on the, if you're too nice, you'll get turned into a werewolf. I think I'm good.
Well, I'm in danger. That's for sure.
I'm good in not being good. I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, hey. All right. Well, if Babylonian is not your style, let's go to Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, there was this man who was named Lycan.
What?
Who was
screwed from the start?
Yep, he was the son of a king,
the Tzatziki werewolf,
and he was punished by Zeus because for some reason, like there was basically things were kind of going bad in the city, so he thought, "Fuck it, now's a good time." He just killed his parents, and not only did he kill them, decided to eat them. Well, Zeus happened to be in the area, which made sense because like shit was going bad in the city, and if shit's going bad, Zeus is there. Normally, he's the asshole causing it. And Zeus saw this, was like, "Hey, dick move, bro, for killing your parents and eating them." So then he cursed them with a werewolf. He's like, "Here's a punishment for what you did," but which is kind of dumb because then
it's what he wanted to do anyway.
He became a wolf and was still killing and eating people. But that's what he was done. And then his sons, he had two sons who both were born and they became werewolves.
They're not sons, they're pups.
He had pups that also suffered werewolves, and his whole bloodline basically. And so in their mythology or mythos, werewolves are not becoming werewolves. You don't become werewolf by getting bit or scratched, but you would have to be of the bloodline of Lycan, and that's how you're a werewolf. And these werewolves, like, they're kind of weird looking because like some of the drawings is just people bodies, but with naked wolf heads. So like a wolf head with no fur.
They're kind of like rats.
Kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
But like they're just like regular human bodies, but they have a wolf head. That's what they turn to at night and as they kill and eat people.
This is more of an underworld kind of werewolf. It's a lineage thing.
Yeah, pretty much. How are we feeling about this one?
It's all right. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, this one seems fairly painless. You either are or you aren't. I mean,
right. Now, the only weird thing when you woof out, of course, once again, I don't.
I mean, I'd be honest. If I had this specific curse, I'd be more pissed that my mom had sex with a werewolf than that I was the actual werewolf. Like,
you
know what I mean?
Know what's going on?
Be like, Mom, what is your problem? Like,
she probably didn't know.
Oh, you know,
a guy with a naked rat head.
Well, so wait, you're saying that's what she had sex with when like this naked man ran up who had like
every night? Isn't every night they turn into a wolf rat head?
Yeah, but like,
okay, well,
are you saying
it was little
Jeff, are you not
a little afternoon delight?
I was going to say, not familiar with the afternoon delight?
Well, I don't. That's gross.
I'm just saying.
Mom knew what she was doing. That's Jeff's problem with the whole situation.
Yep. Okay.
Like, oops, I had sex with a werewolf.
I didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
I don't know.
He looks like a shaved dog.
Yeah, like
this is disturbing that you are. I should have known, but Zeus should have punished her. If that's her thing, she's like, I was attracted to this weird guy who has a weird dog head. I'd be like, Zeus needs to punish her. That's creepier than the guy who killed his mom and ate her.
I'm telling you, yeah.
So wait,
not one but two kids.
That's true. Who then had a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they found people who were attracted to them.
Exactly.
Now, are you going to
maybe these werewolves have a really great personality? Maybe they got a good sense of humor,
but they got weird naked.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's wife couldn't. What she's Mrs. Wolf? I don't know, whatever you call her. She couldn't have been more than a Mississippi 4, right? I mean, there's no way.
You go right after people Mississippi. I think that's one state we haven't. We have not insulted yet, but hey, Mississippi.
We just checked that box. Yeah,
it's your night. So then Jeff, so I'm taking Jeff. Then you wouldn't want to be one of these.
I mean, I'm indifferent to it. This is fine.
Oh, okay, Dave.
I mean, although every night, I mean, that's kind of,
that's a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Every time your friends want to go see a movie, you're like,
yeah, I can't. No, wait, only go to the matinee.
That's what bothers you, not the fact that you at night you just run around naked. You're
whatever. You're a wolf. I don't.
People who know you, they're like, wait, is that? There's Eli running around naked, but he's got a weird head now. Like,
how would they know you if you had a weird head?
Yeah, Eli. I don't know if you've tried it, but maybe don't knock it until you. I mean, it's nicer than you might think it is. Go for a nice nude night jog.
Well, I don't even know how to. I'm looking at this picture and I'm looking at YouTube. I don't even know how to respond to this. I just don't. Okay, I'm so perturbed by where you took that story. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
I think he took it where you.
Yeah, exactly where it was heading.
It wasn't a logic leap.
Shepherded it along,
Man. Wow. Okay. All right, cool.
Those Greeks got some freaks, is all we're saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's already known. So I mean, that ain't nothing new. Like,
oh man. So, hey, let's go to Scandinavia, shall we?
Let's
go to a little bit of Norse mythology. Now, in Norse mythology, a werewolf is real different.
Jotun.
Not even a Jotun, no. And where in Scandinavia it is belts. Loki had a belt that allowed him to turn to basically a werewolf. And it made him powerful, and he would use this to go fuck with people until one day he thought, well, fuck it, I'm going to kill Odin's son Fenrir, which Odin did not appreciate it. So then Odin went to the dwarves and said, hey, I want you to make me a belt that is more powerful than Loki's belt, so that when I become a wolf, I can fend Loki off. And so then like a bunch of gods got belts made so they could turn to werewolves.
Wait, I thought Fenrir was Loki's son. Like he was one of the monsters that Loki had.
It depends. which version of the tale you follow.
Just quoting you. I'm just
No, there's multiple versions of it. Fenrir is one of Loki. Like, if most commonly, Fenrir is Loki's son. But if you follow that,
the world worm, right?
correct, and the horse with spider legs.
Oh yeah.
But if you follow that tale, there's really not like werewolves. There's like shapeshifters, which is a whole different thing. But there is a version where Loki actually doesn't have children. In this version, like Odin's kind of like Zeus, where he's just like loving up all kinds of things he shouldn't and making weird shit. But the most accepted version and the most common version was Fenrir's son. But in those versions, like there weren't really werewolves or shapeshifters, but they didn't really turn to wolves. But in this version, people had wolf belts. That made
so
them
being a werewolf was just an accessory.
Pretty much. And like
That'd be all right.
You like kept your mind. It was you. It's just when you were wearing a belt, you're a werewolf. Or you were a wolf.
Sounds like the 70s a lot.
What, because you're wearing a belt?
No, because you're hairy like a werewolf.
But you don't have to eat nobody if you want to. You just become a wolf if you want just by putting on this belt. So, would you guys do this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
this one sounds pretty good. Because isn't that pretty much just what some of the tribes berserkers were?
Yeah,
like they thought they were werewolves or they thought they were animals.
Yeah, pretty much. But this one, you just like you don't even have to be a berserker. You literally just be like, hey, I want to scare some people. Let me go to my closet, pull up my fancy wolf belt, put that on. If you guys
had only works a couple of times before people go, oh geez, here he goes again to get his belt.
Yeah, I mean, because you're a werewolf with a belt on, so everybody's like, look at this.
Wait, are you assuming when you turn into the wolf, you're still wearing your belt?
Yes, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you assume that? A wolf? If the belt causes you to become the werewolf, it's not going to go away when you become a werewolf.
No, but you don't think the magic would conceal it?
No, there's no way that would happen.
This is like the Tennessee Wildman argument.
I mean, what do we?
Of course, he has a belt.
So then, are you? So then, what? People are just like, why is that wolf wearing a brown leather?
Yeah, they're like,
belt?
Well, why all these wolves have belts on? They say, like,
what? Remember those hot belts you could get Hot Topic that had like the 9,000 holes in it? It was black. Yeah. And you're a wolf. That's your werewolf belt.
See, I'm picturing like a big WWF belt, like like a big, like a big, like a big, like girdle or whatever they call it.
Oh, like a you don't mean the championship belt, you mean like the weightlifters belt.
Well, because they used to wear like large leather belts as part of armor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Something like that with like a big WW on it, you know what I mean?
Right. As you would.
Yeah.
As you would. Okay.
Or maybe they just put your name on it. Like I heard those dwarves are sneaky, you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. All right. Fair enough. So then I take it would you two choose this version? Like someone just gives you a belt and they're like, hey, this turns into a werewolf?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause then it's a choice. The problem is once I murder a bunch of people in my neighborhood, I have to talk
hide them.
Out of
it. Like, I was the belt. I'd be like, it was the belt.
It wasn't.
I don't know. Somebody said this belt was supposed to grant me wishes and it didn't. So I don't know.
Okay. Supposed to grant me wishes? Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like, no one said anything about wishes. You just found a belt and put it on.
So then I turn into werewolf and eat you. So I mean,
wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, okay. Well, you know what? How about we come to the good old US of A?
Woohoo!
America.
Now there was a werewolf story. That was real popular amongst the indigenous people. And then it kind of morphed when they were working with the French, because like the French kind of brought tales they heard over when they were working them trapping and stuff. And then this is how you got the what the American werewolf was, which was the Rougarou. Have you ever heard of a Rougarou before?
That sounds like something on Sesame Street.
Okay.
Is that a kangaroo with a pistol?
It is. No, a Rougarou is basically a lot of the drawings. It's a werewolf as like kind of what we know it, like the half man, half wolf. They were fearsome creatures that would in the night would tear men and creature apart. They were like known for like their berserker rage. If you were attacked by one and it didn't kill you, you would get the curse of the Rougarou, and you would yourself become a Rougarou on full moon nights. They also believe that it could be a curse for messing with evil and dark spirits. So a lot of indigenous folks believe that basically what they would call like witch doctor, their version of witch doctors was like people who use medicine and commune with spirits, not to heal and help, but to hurt people and to gain power. They would be cursed with the Rougarou, and then at night they become this bloodthirsty beast. And a lot of times they believe that you could tell when someone was a Rougarou because the longer they were a Rougarou, their appearance during the day would start becoming more monster-like. They would be unusually tall. They would eventually get red eyes. They would have fangs, even when they weren't turned. They would have long claw-like fingernails. And a lot of times they'd become very hairy. But the other thing too is that regardless if they were in Rougarou form or people form, the one thing that was always the same was they had an insatiable appetite for raw meat and human blood.
Can't hear you, Dave.
Is this what happened to Gary Busey?
This is exactly what I think happened to Gary Busey. Buttered sausage.
It's all making a lot of sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed with buttered sausage.
Yeah.
He looks more and more like an animal every time you look at him.
Yeah. I don't think that man knows a planet he's on.
Big old Rougarou happening there.
Yeah. But a Rougarou is basically kind of what became.
I think that's one of the things he runs around the park screaming, isn't it?
Well, I just think it's because he can't talk right. And it just sounds like he's saying Rougarou. But in all fairness, though, there's Rougarou, and it's kind of what, the common look of what it was for a while until Twilight came out and everything turned back into like, looks just like a giant dumb dog. But, yeah. Would you guys become a Rougarou?
No.
But you might actually also have access to become like a witch doctor and like getting like.
No, I think you have to be a witch doctor first.
You don't think you could meet another Rougarou and be like, "Hey, can you teach me how to be a witch doctor?"
I think there are better ways to become a witch doctor.
Yeah, like, so they're like, yeah, okay, come by tonight, and I'll help you be a witch doctor, and then they just bite you. So it's your plan has been foiled once again.
Well, I meant like if you became a Rougarou first.
Why would you want to be a Rougarou?
I don't think you'd want to, but if you didn't have a choice, if a Rougarou bit you and scratched you, and then you became one, and they're like, man, now what am I doing with Rougarou? And someone's like, well, I can teach you how to be a witch doctor because that's what I was before I became a Rougarou. And you're like, oh, okay.
But sure. I'm saying, can't you just take the being bit by the Rougarou out of the equation? Like, we do have the internet. I could probably Google how to be a witch doctor.
Oh, yeah, but back then they didn't have the internet.
Oh, you didn't say there was any time restrictions on
yeah, of course. There's time restrictions. So I win and you lose.
You only work in his favor.
It's like American Werewolf in America. So
basically, it's American Werewolf in America.
Okay.
Yeah. Or French.
I mean, honestly, just because of the name alone, I don't want anything to do with this. It sounds like rude. Like this is like Captain Kangaroo's sidekick. Like, come on out, Rougarou.
I love the name Rougarou.
Yeah, you would.
It's such a cool name.
How is that cool?
Rougarou? Like it's just the way it rolls off. It sounds like you're saying like you're speaking in Mordor.
It sounds. Never mind. I'm not gonna tell you what I think it sounds like.
Wow. Oh, what about you, Dave? Would you want to be a Rougarou?
No, thank you. No,
wow.
I'm not a Subaru kind of guy.
Wow.
More of a Ram truck kind of fella.
But they look like the classic werewolves that everyone loves.
Yeah, but I don't think that they act like the classic werewolf that everybody loves.
I mean, no, but you could become a witch doctor. Why are we ignoring this fact? Like you can get like supernatural powers.
You're assuming that we're not already witch doctors.
I mean, are you?
Yeah, me and Jeff have opened up a witch physician's facility.
Yeah, I don't believe us.
We only deal with people that are of the magical persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
We provide them general health care.
I don't even know. I can't even respond right now.
You know what the number one medical issue among witches is?
What?
The answer may surprise you. It's warts.
Okay. All right. Well, we're leaving America. You don't deserve the Rougarou.
Sorry, I went down a little rabbit trail here while we were talking, and I mentioned Gary Busey, and I was curious what he looked like in 2024. Don't do that.
No, he's scary. He looks like a scarecrow.
Frankenstein. He looks like Frankenstein.
Or yeah, I get that too.
And then I found out that he's like 78 years old, and the horror convention we're about to go to, the last one they had, which was last August, he had 3 sexual allegations held against him.
Jesus Christ.
Not a great guy either.
I don't think you know what's the weird
at Monster Mania in August of 2023, he had 3 sexual allegations.
The other thing too with him, I don't think he's known daylight for dark for years, and whoever's been letting him go on these, I feel like it should just 20 years ago, it's been like, you know what? Why don't you just go sit somewhere?
And honestly, what friggin' horror movie has Gary Busey been in? I can't think of one.
Silver Bullet.
Oh, is that it? So a werewolf. We brought it full circle.
You know what? You know what? Because you got me on a tangent. Was that the only horror movie Gary Busey was in?
That's his invite to Monster Mania is a 1983 werewolf movie.
Hold on, I'm looking here. Hold on. Wait, he has 3 movies coming out. He's in the movie The Gettysburg Address that comes out in 2025. A movie called Not a Merry Christmas that comes out Christmas this year.
Sounds about right.
And a movie that's in pre-production still called Rabeer. All right.
You know what, Eli? Now I'm excited. There is another horror movie that Mr. Gary Busey was in.
What's that?
Piranha Double D.
Oh, are we counting that?
The one you watched.
I forgot he was in that. I still don't quite remember where he was at. That's weird if those are the only 2 movies that he was in, that you would count that as
you would invite him to your monster.
That you invite him into a horror movie. I guess he was in the original. He was in the Hitchhiker TV series. So kind of horror. Oh, Predator 2. He wasn't Predator 2.
Is that a horror movie?
I know, but I'm sure they'll count it as.
What a friggin' Rougarou.
Let's see here. He
Drop Zone.
I don't know if I count that as a horror movie. He was in 2 episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Boom.
Do we count that as a horror movie?
Nailed it.
The TV series Outer Limits. I wouldn't count that as horror either. Oh, he was in the Frost Portrait of a Vampire, which I've never heard of.
He was in Bunker of Blood, Chapter 8, Butcher's Bake Off, Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, wow. Is that a real movie?
That's a gingerbread man horror movie.
He was also the star in the 2007 horror film Succubus Hellbent.
He is up for whatever.
You know what? Wow, 2012, Dave. You're talking about Piranha 3D. What about the other horror movie he was in? Lizzie, where he played Lizzie Borden's dad.
Wow.
2012.
Oh, look. And he was an executive producer on Antlers. Wow.
That does not surprise me at all.
I'm just kidding.
I know. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, let's leave Gary Busey in America with the Rougarou.
Sorry. That was a big old tangent, but
I just can't believe that a horror movie convention was like, hey, you know who we need? Gary Busey. Someone was like,
Busey this bitch.
They're like, what horror movies is he in? They're like,
did I ask?
Silver Bullet. He played Lizzie Borden's dad. Like, crazy.
They just show him a picture of him now. Like, what horror movie does he need to be in?
He was in one episode
life is a horror movie
of Dusk to Dawn, the TV series. He played like a cartel, or like he was like worked for a cartel or something. Or no, he was a sheriff or something dumb. I don't remember. It's dumb. Hey, let's go to South America and talk about the Lobizon. I butchered the shit out of that. Lobizon.
The border.
Basically, what a Lobizon is.
Try it one more time. Just say it one more time. I think you'll get it this time.
Lobizon. Lobizon? Lobizone.
Lobizone. That's what we're going to call it.
Yeah. Basically, what a Lobizone was, it was a curse, typically on parents who were expecting a child. If they wronged somebody or upset the gods or, dealt with some bad stuff, when it was time to give birth, the mother would give birth to a dog with a human face, and it would basically run around, because also part of the curse was it would be part human with its human face. And the way for villagers to cleanse it from the area is they would chase it to hunt and feed on its blood. So there's that. Would you like to be that type of wolf?
Is it even a wolf? I thought it was just it's a man-faced dog.
Well, kind of, yeah, basically.
So no.
All right. Jeff, not for you either?
Nah, most of these are not real great.
Okay. Well, all right. What about this monster? Okay. All right. How about this? We're going to go to Germany.
Now we're talking. They've got some fun stuff happening over there.
We're actually going to be going to Germany a couple times.
Is it Ragamume cool?
Ragamume is cool. So in Germany, the tale, everyone's favorite Grimm fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood, that is actually from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual original German tale is much bloodier and darker. And the tale was actually a warning tale for children not to trust human-like wolves because they were werewolves. And so, like, in the story, like, Little Red Riding Hood was being hunted by a werewolf, who would go around and trick people so it could kill and eat everyone in sight, especially women. They had a taste for women. But if you look at like a lot of the drawings, they're like more wolf-like, but very large, extended arms and legs, very extended faces with large jaws and bloody teeth. So
like a dire wolf.
The only thing I really have to say about that is how dumb are these kids that they got to be told not to trust a wolf, a man like Wolf. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on,
a wolf comes up and tries
how dumb you got to be? Like,
listen, the whole point of it was because apparently the back in the day it was to prevent children from walking alone in the forest, or they would see what they thought were just big dogs and would chase them into the woods, which I feel like so
the kids would go chasing after a big dog into the woods.
That's correct. Yeah.
They need to go thin the herd a little bit. Yeah. For the sake of the genetic pool, they should go do that.
Yeah.
I just find it hard to believe in a time where, like, if you strain too hard taking a shit, you would die.
Yeah.
That I would be willing to run off in the woods because I see a big wild dog. And I'm like, this is a great idea.
Go on, get.
Because surely if I need assistance, someone can help me.
At least our kids in the U.S. have to have a woman with candy to be tricked into.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true. That is true.
We will just run after wolves in the woods.
So now we're going after the people in Germany?
Wolves.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like, at the very least, it's a big wild dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing here, German children in the 1600s or whatever it was?
Come here, my doggy.
Yeah, like, it's scrambling.
Well, like, what's crazy too is it even like in the original story, apparently because like there's like other children, and a guy sees like the wolf like fucking with these kids, but he's like, they were naughty kids. They followed the wolf. He's like, I'm just gonna ignore them and leave. And then the wolf runs over and was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'll give you the bread out of my basket if you leave me alone. And the wolf was like, all right.
Fair enough.
And then took his bread and left. There's just some weird stuff. You know what? Like Jeremy sounds
this
like
wolf's just a hobo, it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, have you ever noticed when we talk about tales or things involving hobos, always seem to involve taking children too, which is a weird correlation.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of weird correlations on the Campfire tales for sure.
There is. Now, how many of those are natural? And how many of those are me connecting the dots? I'll let you be the judge.
I feel like, and now, don't let me not put words in your mouth, but you're saying that hobos are werewolves? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying hobos could or could not be werewolves.
But you're definitely saying that they are werewolves.
Schrodinger's hobos. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So would that be a were-hobo? Is that what that like?
Or would be a hobo wolf?
That'd be a were-hobo, right? Like,
no, because I feel like a were-hobo would be a wolf turned into a hobo.
It'd be a wolf that turns into a hobo. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily.
What if you're just like a person that's a hobo every night? Like that's
So you'd be a were-hobo.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when it's a full moon, you just go live under a bridge or whatever. Like,
just weird. That's what I'm saying. Weird correlations. You know what I mean? So, hey, would you guys be the wolf that lives in the woods in Germany and trick kids into coming to the woods?
The impudent children.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out with some other people's kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're hanging out with them. You're murdering and eating them. So
then it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you make it out like he's luring them into like a child daycare center.
Well, one, I mean, you know what's up. Like you're not like, tonight I'm going to turn to. Well, you're like, I'm just a big tall wolf, like basically.
Right.
So you're good to go. So
you're always a werewolf.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
Yeah, I don't have another life.
Aside from the belt, this is probably the one that is the most appealing if I have to be a werewolf.
Okay. Yeah. And apparently you also enjoy bread as well.
Right, yeah. You can just be like, hey, either give me bread or I'll eat you. So, I mean, it's one or the other,
Yeah, I think it only works if you're in a region that has a lot of incredibly stupid people around.
Well, I mean, that's...
it seems like it's working
true
out for these particular werewolves.
You can just put like grandma's dress on and just like,
Then would you be a hobo grandma?
No, you'd be a werewolf with a dress on.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Were Grambo?
Yeah, like
fair enough. All right, cool. Well, all right. Well, I got one I think you'll like. We're now going to go to Ireland. Because in Ireland, werewolves do not change. They are always werewolves, but they are a member of the Fae. So they belong. They answer to the fairy queen. So same as the fairies, goblins, elves, a member of the Fae. Their whole thing is to not just maim, attack, and kill, but they also like to cause mischief and chaos among people during the day. But at night, they all are also known to maim and kill. But it sounds like they have a good time doing it. And this, they believe, was actually one of the starts of the only way to kill a Fae werewolf was with a silver bullet or a silver dagger.
So silver is a purity metal.
Yeah. And it was dangerous to all Faes. So
is gold equally as pure?
No,
nope. or equally as pure of a metal. I mean, I just thought, what makes silver so great? Other than you know what I mean? Because there's
actually antibacterial.
Yeah.
Like in real life, silver is antibacterial.
Yeah. Silver actually, so you can get real deep in this depending on the lore. Because of silver's color, in the way it reflects light versus like gold, because like with silver reflects light, well, silver back then when it would reflect light, it would do so without your reflection, where gold, once they refracted it down, would show your reflection. So like they thought that meant something. You also get in terms of like you get into like stuff typically that like today's point, like they would notice things would grow around silver, or people that wore like silver, if they got cuts of stuff, they might not get as sick because it's antimicrobial. So like actually the areas you wore it, if you got cut, it could help keep it clean.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. There's all kinds like, and there's also there's also a bunch of legends about like, also the reason they believe silver. Like if you go to Christianity, Christ was betrayed with 30 pieces of silver. So as part of the curse for being evil, is silver now betrays you. So like
now you're just quoting John Carpenter's Dracula movie.
Well, no, that's like a lot of like the like if you look at like old Christian like fighting demons and stuff like that, like they would use silver crosses, things like that. That was actually like depending on like which area you're in, like it was a bunch of stuff, but silver was always kind of like a pure metal.
Not at all just a handy thing to tell people to give you so you could take
as well too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that as well too.
And just another fun little piece of trivia. I was excited that you talked about an Irish legend of the werewolf, because Ireland is like one of the hot spots for Wicked Wild podcast. We've got a lot of listeners in Ireland, just under Germany. So
wow. Well, I think that's going to change. Germany. I think that's going to change after today.
We love you.
That's what I kind of like about when you go to not to kiss Ireland's butt too much, but that's what I was kind of like about their lords, was like there was always a hierarchy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just wasn't like stuff fucking around, you know what I mean? Like it was like, well, it's part of the fey kingdom, so you know, and then also
bad news. Like if you know anything about actual fey and fairy legends,
they were the worst.
Good.
Except for like you could like some of these things, if you gave them gifts and were real nice to them, you might like they might be more helpful to you. But the first time you fucked up, they would ruin your shit
forever,
ever, and then
not literally forever when you die, forever, ever. Like you would live forever in torment.
Mm-hmm. Joke.
If you look at the real legends and lore behind like changelings, it's horrific.
That's like a lot of the farms have like the elves, like, and like they're like they've been like taking care of these elves. Even like there are farms now who like have stumps and stuff. Like you like talk about their farm elves, and like even in 2023 or 2024, whatever year it is, people still take care of their elves and will leave like honey and milk and bread and stuff for them because they are scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's real? And people like my ancestors have owned this land for hundreds of years. I don't want to be the one that fucks it up.
They will not F around because they do not want to find out.
Yeah, which that's smart thinking. You know what I mean?
Attaboy.
That's some smart thinking. Hey,
it's like somebody putting together a podcast and then mouthing off about how lame Bigfoot is.
First off,
reckless.
I did not say Bigfoot was lame.
Literally,
I just said
words were.
Those were not my exact words. Context. You're leaving out the context.
Do we need to check tape on this?
Checking tape. Checking tape. Hey, let's go to France, shall we?
Woohoo! My people's land.
Oh, are you French?
I am. Oui.
Well, hey, let me give you
a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Let me give you a little background about your people and how they believe werewolves started.
What do you mean, you people?
You French people. The France's version of werewolves actually can be traced back to about 13th century, where basically there's a tale that there was this baron who was loved by the king of France, and for some reason, he's also a werewolf. The baron's a werewolf. No one really knows how he became a werewolf, or why he was a werewolf. But each week he would disappear for 3 days. He would become a werewolf for 3 days per week, and be in wolf form. And then after that, he had magic clothing that he could put on as a wolf that would change him back to human, but he just had to be a wolf for 3 days each week.
He could choose the days?
It does not say if there were specific days or if he
they
had
have to be
choose
consecutive
them.
or like. Yeah,
I believe so. Yes, it says after the 3rd day he could put on his magic clothes. So it just had to be 3 consecutive days each week. It appears,
but he could choose which day it pops off.
I would assume so.
Question.
Yeah, it appeers so. Yes,
that would be handy.
You're like, we have to go to this whatever, and he's like, well, I gotta be a wolf this day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make it. Like,
apparently, he was trying to keep this a secret, obviously. And his wife, in this time that he'd be gone every week, she fell
here we go.
He was
a werewolf.
Yeah,
those 3 days.
That's what I think. That's how she fell, because she ended up falling in love with a knight, one of their knights, and then she. She was going. She wanted to leave her husband, which I find weird because that wasn't really a thing back then.
Yeah,
but maybe
that doesn't seem like.
So she confronts her husband, who tells her, like, "Listen, I didn't want to tell you this. 3 days a week, I become a werewolf."
Dude, this is a straight up call. Like, this is like she's like, we got to go see my parents, and he's like, I gotta go for these 3 days. Like,
it's my curse, my burden.
Yeah, I don't want to infect you with.
I was really looking forward to seeing your mom.
Yeah,
and it's
happened.
Well, she didn't like that answer, but he apparently, when he was giving her the explanation, he told her where he hid his magic clothing. Mm-hmm. So the next week, when he goes to turn to a wolf, she steals his magic clothing so he can never become human again, and then proceeds to run off and marry the knight.
Wow.
Yeah. So year goes by. The king is going hunting in the woods when he comes across a wolf who bends the knee and begs for mercy as he kisses his foot. The king takes the wolf back to the castle to throw a celebration because he thought this was a sign, where it just so happened that the knight and the werewolf's ex-wife was there. And when the wolf sees them, he jumps up and bites his ex-wife's nose off.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. Playing the long game. I like it.
Yep. And then he also, he attacks the knight, bites him, scratches him all up real well. So as the king is watching this, the story goes that he connects the attacks, and through investigation determines that the wolf is actually the Baron.
Boom! That king knows what's up.
So
that's because they were hanging out a couple of days. Like, that's why they were partying. He's like, wait a minute.
Wait, that story was real?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the king questions his ex-wife, who is now missing a nose. Mm-hmm. And she confesses, like, nope, that's my husband. He becomes werewolf. I stole his magic clothes. So the king demands that she returns the clothes to her ex-husband, who puts them on, becomes human.
She kept them?
Yeah. The king exiles his ex-wife and the knight from the land. And it's said that from that time on, she gave birth to a bunch of children missing nose, who at night became werewolves.
So she got bit by.
Well, I mean, she already knows.
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable, like who's having sex with this lady with no nose, for one.
Right? I'm assuming the knight, who's all fucked up from being attacked by a wolf too.
I mean, I guess, but
I mean, they've been together for years.
I mean, you're still a knight. I mean, I'd be like,
well, not anymore.
Sorry.
He was exiled.
Sorry, I gotta go.
He was exiled for his part in the plot.
But, he didn't know.
He did know. She told him.
He definitely knew.
I said I didn't. I was like, I don't know.
Why are you always sticking up with the villains? That's what I want to know, Jeff. Why are you always sticking up for the villains?
I'm not sticking up for any villains.
The knight was a villain.
I mean,
he was in love.
I feel like he was just party to a conspiracy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Victim of soy.
So I have to ask: Would you all want to be this type of werewolf?
That's a pretty convenient excuse. To be honest with you, I mean,
well, you do.
I think.
I don't know. You wouldn't get to be a magic clothes werewolf. You would have to be one of the noseless.
Oh no, no, no. No,
The noseless
I'm gonna be
bastards.
magic clothes werewolf 100%. Like
you want to be noseless
and
werewolf?
they would be some fly clothes. Let me tell you, like
that fit won't quit. Yeah.
All right, so what's your outfit gonna be?
I don't know
to turn you back into human.
It would be awesome looking. That's all
I can only imagine the highest collar.
It would have to be purple color.
Oh wow, like
Prince? A lot of purple in it. Like,
wait, would you get like an outfit like Prince used to wear?
Crushed velvet?
Maybe not. Maybe quite not quite that.
Okay.
But there'd be some
silk
kind of
knickers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I mean, they're magic clothes. You can't just have any old regular clothes. Like it's not gonna be like jeans and a t-shirt. You know,
you don't want to get them mistaken. For regular clothes.
Yeah,
we want to mix them up.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, all right. But Dave, would you be the noseless wolf?
No, I'm not. I'm with Jeff. I don't want to be the noseless bastard. I'll be the Baron.
But I mean, 3 days a week, you have to be a wolf, though.
That's fine.
I'm totally okay with that.
That's a vacation. Able to
hold down a job because I guarantee you, about 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday, something's gonna happen.
Something like I gotta go. I gotta you come in.
I only comes in 2 days a week. Not my fault, guys. I really want to be there.
And apparently you still retain your wits, so you can go do whatever. You can go drinking. You can go do whatever you want.
That's true, because like this wolf bowed down and kissed the foot of the king.
Yeah,
who was like fine with this wolf walking up to him and like bending the knee and licking his foot.
Nobody cares. So that would be the ultimate, man. Be like, I can't do this. I got to go be a wolf, and then you just do whatever you want as a wolf, and then you can say like, "Well, I'm a wolf. Sorry, like, I was a wolf. I didn't know what was happening."
Why do you keep peeing on my kids?
Yeah.
Wolf.
Well, a wolf. I mean, that was wolf me. That wasn't regular me. Like
it wasn't personal.
This guy might be the best, to be honest with you. Even better than the belt, because I mean, let's be honest, a wolf with a belt looks pretty stupid. Like,
I mean, it's a full fit.
But a wolf not putting on dress clothes to become a human is not stupid.
Well, you do that in private.
You don't have any thumbs.
What are you talking about?
As the wolf,
to make some
you have to put on the clothes to turn back into a human, right?
Yeah.
You have no thumbs. How you zipping anything?
How is he? Like you can slide. It'd be like slip-on stuff. It'd be like a really nice just pull-over shirt.
Okay.
Some probably royal purple pants, right?
Like a plum.
And then just like a nice coat, just a nice overcoat you can just slip into, and you're good to go.
All right, fair enough. Who might argue? Okay. Wow. Well, hey, we're gonna go back to Germany.
Oh man, here we go.
I don't think either of you would want to join this wolf thing, but it is a more recent legend of the timeline.
Like how recent?
Like 1930s.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Basically, during World War II, it was believed that Hitler was starting a werewolf army. Many people know that Hitler was into the occult, and he was finding how to incorporate the occult and the supernatural into his army as an advantage. During this time, he found an old myth based in Germany, that there was this shape-shifting creatures that if they fed on the corpse of something, they could turn into it. So rumor was they went searching for it. They did find some of them, started feeding them human corpses, so then they could become human during the day. At night, they would turn into the shape-shifting, which was like a wolf. And so then basically he was making a werewolf army. And a lot of people point to this was something he believed for a long time, because there are lines in Mein Kampf that talks about, or his book he wrote, about people being born as a wolf, becoming a wolf, and remaining a wolf, and a lot of wolf talk for this nutbag. But he was making a wolf army.
So this isn't legend. This is real. Like, this is what actually happened, because we have proof from a totally sane human being about what was happening in Germany, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Listen.
It seems legit. Yeah.
Listen. Hitler was a turd nugget, just the biggest piece of shit in human history, and he even made like things that could sound cool. He made them shit too. So.
Just wacky as saltwater taffy, that guy.
I like saltwater taffy. Don't even say that. Saltwater taffy's good. Everyone loves saltwater taffy.
I don't know if everyone's the right word.
Have you ever had saltwater taffy?
Yes.
It's delicious.
I like it. I like certain flavors of it, like peanut butter and
yeah, like no one likes black licorice flavored saltwater taffy.
I don't see nobody that wouldn't make
I was gonna say, why did they make it then?
To fuck with people, so
to fill a quota or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like what?
I bet Hitler's a big black licorice taffy fan.
Oh, you know that piece of shit, like all the worst shit.
like zero bars.
Well, first off, how dare you? 0 bars are good.
Zero. I think he invented those, didn't he?
He did, actually. He hated all that chocolate in his almond bark.
Yeah,
listen, how dare you? How dare you? Okay.
Let's just say his bars had to be super white.
Wow,
that was obvious.
Yep.
We know what kind of candy bars you like there, Eli. Yeah,
they're fudge. It's a like
totally
a fudge covering.
Why you like it?
Wow. Yeah, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst. But yeah, so I just brought that up because if you look at like World War II stuff, like the Nazi army, the fuckers were trying to do a bunch of weird occult shit.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of that. Like
they were looking like people laugh like Indiana Jones, but like they actually were looking for the Spear of Destiny because they thought they could use that to make stuff. They were actually looking for the Ark of the Covenant.
Was that the spearhead of Vaginas? Was that what that was called?
Well, so I see what you did there. But they were trying to figure out if it was the Aegis spearhead or if it was the spear that was used to poke Christ with. A lot of people believe that the reason they decided to go to Africa was actually for the Ark of the Covenant. Because like there really wasn't a great reason for them to go there so early in their campaign. Also, like it was dumb for them to try to hit Russia in the winter.
Yeah,
but like a lot of people believe that there's rumors if you look that they were doing that because he was like looking into like what he like thought was like the old gods, and like he thought like they were like in Russia and stuff. Like he was whackety schmackety.
Hey Jeff, let me run a concept. I mean, just a total hypothetical about
sure.
It. Is there anybody that you know, like in your personal circle of influence, that may have possibly referred to themselves as some sort of royalty that you could see going on some sort of religious pilgrimage to find some powerful artifacts that we all know don't exist? Like, let's say, I don't know, a donkey lady.
You know, I've been worried about John too. I'm glad you brought that up. I've been worried about John as well. All right. Well, okay. All right, you know what? How about this? How about we go to Turkey? You ever been to Turkey?
I love Turkey.
Okay. Well,
makes you sleepy.
Okay. I'm talking about the country Turkey.
Oh, okay.
In the country Turkey, werewolves were known as Kurt Adam. I think I'm pretty sure it's like sounds like Kurt Adam because it's on the pronunciation they separate Kurt and Adam, but it's Kur. It's spelled like Kurt Adam. So Kurt Adam.
So a guy named Kurt Adam. Okay.
Yeah, but that's how you say it. Like that's what they're called in Turkey. In Turkish lore, werewolf is a man who turns into a wolf at night. It has a dog's tail and ears, but the body and fur coat of a bear and sharp claws on its hands and feet. They believe that they were as powerful as vampires and that they would go around and kill and maim and eat people. But they believe there was 2 ways to kill and stop a Kurt Adam or a werewolf. And that was they were weak to silver bullets or silver daggers and garlic, just like a vampire, because they believed that they were very closely related. So you could stop them with silver or garlic.
I've heard that Kurt Adams is a dick. So
that's what they were called.
Kurt Adam just sounds like a mid-level accountant.
Yeah.
Not wrong, right?
Oh, maybe he becomes a werewolf, you know?
You would have to become something to become interesting at all.
Yeah, that is a pretty just generic, the most generic name ever.
Apparently, the Turkish word werewolf means werewolf, so Kurt Adam means werewolf.
We should follow Kurt Adam on Instagram.
I freaking love the concept of we're out in the woods somewhere in the wilderness and we come across this wild creature and we decide to name it
Kurt Adam. Yeah, Bob.
I don't think Kurt Adam like the name. I think it's Kurt Adam's like the Turkish word for.
I'm afraid it's Kurt Adam.
Yeah. I'm gonna look here. Turkish
Mr. Adam
word for werewolf.
His middle name is Jeremy.
Yeah, it's Kurt. It's Kurt Adam.
Let me see here. Let's see.
Oh, it's pronounced Kurtadom, not Kurt Adam.
Could not have played that better.
No, it's pronounced Kurtadom.
It's Kurt Adam to us, boys.
I'm telling you, after I don't even remember what number episode. It was pretty early on. But after that certain number, I decided I would never look up the pronunciation of these beforehand because just the journey we go on together.
The discovery, yeah.
Of because inevitably every time we get to episode, I fuck up a word so poorly that's all we can talk about. And then like once we find out what it really is, it's just like it's mind numbing and breathtaking at the same time. How wrong I was.
You nailed that one. That's for sure.
I just wanted to be pointed out that neither Jeff nor I have once made reference to werewolves this entire That's been our gift to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, hey, would you guys want to be a Kurt Adam?
That's not too bad. I mean, you know.
Yeah. A Kurt Adam.
Do I have to get my CPA or can I just go straight out of my undergrad?
I mean, you probably just drop
I think experience is a little more vital to Kurt Adam than education. Yeah. So,
well, I'm just saying, as a Kurt Adam, you're considered almost as powerful. Like you're like on par with a vampire. So much so you have one of the same weaknesses.
It's all about that silver.
So Kurt can't eat spaghetti.
He's probably lactose intolerant too.
Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely got a gluten problem too.
That's separate. There's no garlic and gluten or stuff.
Got some issues. Yeah, he's dealing with some ulcers. He's working like 10-hour days.
Yeah.
Bless Kurt Adams' heart. Yeah.
His marriage isn't unhappy, but it's not where it could be. You know,
yeah, true.
Like
neither one's putting a full effort.
Yeah, it's just kind of going through the motions.
Exactly.
Kurt needs a change in his life.
Kurt's just trying to figure out who Kurt is.
Trying to figure it out.
Himself, yeah.
So, hey, those were the werewolves I had. Which one you guys all picking?
Well, I mean, like I said, if I have to pick one, it's going to be the French boy. I mean, that's just
bearing good drip.
Yeah.
I mean, technically that wasn't the option. The option was being one of the noseless.
No, my option is that guy. Like,
oh, so you're what was that Star Trek? The Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah.
Kobayashi Maru. You're Kobayashi Maru in this? Okay. They're like, got my fancy clothes 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Swish. Mm-hmm. I disappear to do wolf stuff.
What if he just wore the clothes all the time? And then just took them off when you wanted to become.
According to the tale, 3 days a week,
you could wear those clothes, and you could just be like, "I gotta go be a wolf," and then they just do whatever you. Don't have to become a wolf.
Like Teen Wolf.
Maybe you're just like you don't become a full werewolf. You're just a partial, bad looking Wolf.
Yeah, you're around people that start threatening you with something you don't want to do, and you just look at them and start
just like,
your
I'll
shirt.
take
Like,
this shirt. Like,
you want this? You're
Wait, so you assume like he has to wear the magic clothes all the time, or
no? I'm saying if you just wore them all the time, you would just not become the werewolf.
But then you take them off, and
I don't know if that was the rules. From the story, it appeared the rules were at least 3 days a week you had to be the werewolf.
Unless you wore the clothes, why would you? Why would
being
you
a real Kurt Adam about this?
Why would you have to become a werewolf if you have the very cure on you all the time?
I'm just saying the way the way the tale looks is each week he has to disappear for 3 days in wolf form. After that, the magic clothing will bring him back. So I don't think the magic clothing works until after you've spent your 3 days as a wolf.
I don't know about that. I'm applying some logical thinking here to it.
So am I. It's the way it literally says after the 3 days, the magic clothing will bring you back to human form.
So you could just wear them all the time, even when you were a werewolf, and then you would just turn back after 3 days.
Maybe.
No, that's exactly what would happen.
But as you're a wolf, unless you get them all tore up and fucked up.
Because you're smart enough not to ruin your clothes.
Exactly.
If you're smart enough to take a knee for the king, you're smart enough not to ruin your nice clothes. You know.
Yeah, but you gotta eat stuff. Like you gotta go hunting.
You just you take the shirt off and you fold it. You can still wear pants. It doesn't say anything about you have the whole outfit on, right? It just says
folding clothes. You got no thumbs.
What are you talking about?
You have wolf hands.
Yeah, they have like little nub fingers. Have you seen a dog hands?
Yeah, I don't think I can get a dog to fold clothes.
Well, not a non-werewolf dog. Not a domesticated Kurt Adams.
But a Kurt Adam in the wild.
Yeah, a wild Kurt Adams knows how to fold clothes. You're not going to take that away from me.
All I imagine is this is the new Teen Wolf, right? Like you're making it. It's his sportsman jacket. He's always wearing it. Yeah.
Has a K on the breast embroidered.
Yep. He's Kurt Adams. It's not as good as the original where like that guy killed his mom or whatever, but like very close. When's the last time you watched Teen Wolf, Dave?
It's been a year or two. I can't.
You should re-watch it because in that movie it's implied that this one kid killed his mom.
Yeah.
Almost like a werewolf hunter.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like this. It's real weird. Like weird throwaway line, and like because Jeff and I we watched it, and like we're both like, wait, what? Wait,
you're talking about the Michael J. Fox one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The like bully kid, like is that the prom when they're at the prom when he says it?
Yeah, because his dad tells him about it. Like he explains the whole story about.
Yeah,
it's real. Yeah, it's real weird. Like they make this reference to like the reason why he's so upset with his dad, which is that the teacher is being shitty to Michael J. Fox, is because his dad found out that he killed he doesn't say it specifically, but he like implies that this guy killed his mom because she was a werewolf.
Yeah.
A teen werewolf.
It's real weird. Like,
and we were like, what?
Like, what are you talking about? Like,
and that kid's name is Helsing.
It's
Kurt Helsing.
It took a turn.
Helsing.
Like it puts that movie in a whole new light.
Yeah, and he's just like this weird like throwaway scene. Which I never remembered it until we rewatched it. And I was like, wait a minute, what? But the second one's just bad. Don't watch the second one.
Yeah,
where he's a boxer, which that like basketball's one thing, right? But if werewolf boxing, that's just not even fair. How's that even in the rules?
Who is it that's the teen wolf in the second one?
Michael J. Fox's son, who he drops off to stay with his granddad.
But who's the actor? Like it's somebody I know,
nobody.
It's not it. Yeah.
Hold on, let me look.
This matters, folks. Please hold.
Chew.
Jason Bateman. That's who it was.
Oh, was it Jason Bateman?
Mm-hmm.
Young Jason Bateman.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was. Holy cow!
How about that?
Wow.
A 3.4 out of 10.
It is atrocious. Atrocious.
Delicious.
Yeah, because then like his like I'm sorry, he's Michael J. Fox's nephew. Because you find out he has a brother that you never knew about in the first movie, and that this is his son. And then, like, somehow the professor of the school or the teacher or something's a wolf as well or something.
I tell you what, if Jason Bateman was going to play a werewolf, that character's name would be Kurt Adam.
Kurt Adams.
Mm-hmm. If anybody's going to pull off the Kurt Adam energy, it's going to be Jason Bateman.
But he did play a werewolf, and his name was Todd Howard.
Yeah, but he did it wrong. That's why the movie failed. Obviously,
well, it wouldn't have made any sense if it wasn't Kurt. If his name was Kurt Adam, because he has to be related to Marty McFly.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true. We should make they should let us make Teen Wolf 3. Take place in France. Awesome clothes.
It could be a prequel. It'd be a prequel,
right?
Yeah,
right.
An origin story for.
That's true.
Go hard into the NC-17 rating.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because
everybody's naked all the time.
Yeah.
At one point, there's gonna have to be a scene with this werewolf Winnie the Pooh in it, right? Because like he loses his pants, and now he's got to like go find his pants. So it's like this weird like werewolf dicks like hanging out, like it's
just. And then there'll have to be a scene with the lady from what was it? Was it the German or the Ireland where they realized the lady was having sex with wolves out there?
Yeah. No.
Wait a minute.
All I'm saying, Dave, is if the fact that we haven't started the Wicked Wad productions,
the world's a better place.
WWP. They made these are movies people want to see. They just don't know it yet. You know what I mean? You see the trailer for Teen Wolf 3, Back to the Future. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like that's the movie. That's the movie. People, the crossover event. People don't know they want.
It's going to bring society back together.
Yeah.
It's going to.
Do you want to save? Do you want to save this world? You want to save this world? Teen Wolf 3, Back to the Future. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Who have we not offended yet this evening?
Well, let's see. We've offended Germany, Mississippi. No, Ireland, we didn't offend Ireland. We were pretty nice about Ireland, right?
Were we?
I think so. Listen, is this our most offensive episode? No.
Not by a stretch.
I think it's not. It's definitely not our most focused offensive episode.
We weren't putting in the most effort. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, I mean, we've hit some broad strokes this episode.
Yeah. Well, listen,
there's some episodes where we hone in, we're laser focused, and
I'm just saying, you all needed to know the Gary Busey update. Y'all needed that information.
Listen, the fact that he's one still alive. Okay. 2, that he was invited to a horror convention.
Yeah.
Because
and that he's pretty much a bridge troll now.
He probably thought it was a horror convention.
That guy, after that car accident, after that car accident, like seriously, they should have sat him down somewhere. Because he had massive brain injuries. Like his brain is working at 60% capacity, and the capacity that is working is riddled with old drugs and booze and some other shit. And then he somehow lived, and they're smacking him in the ass, come on, coach, time you back in and make us some money. And that guy hasn't known what day it is since that year, and that happened in the fucking 80s.
So we can check California, offended them. Yeah, we're good there.
Wait, did I just offend California? California, fucked. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I hate everybody. You know what I mean? Hate everybody equally.
Even
except for not you. Except for the people that made Antlers. I hate you double.
You got a special level of
Except for that kid. That kid did all right. You were the bright shot. You were the hidden gem in that pile of dog shit. Not that you're listening, but you listened to that one, I think. So
did he?
I don't know.
I know he he worked with us on some of the social media stuff, which was really cool.
I mean, was it? He was in Antlers. Poor child, poor kids all you made fun of. Hey, what movie are you in? Antlers? Oh.
Better luck next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're the actor now. Hey, Dave, why don't you tell him about the Wicked Wild?
Well, you're here. We're glad you spent the last hour and change with us. Hope you had some fun with us. We got ourselves tickled a few times, so I hope you did too. If you want to learn more about the podcast, you can go to our website, thewickedwild.com. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do that at Twitter/X at wickedwildweare, at Slasher, the horror only social media community, which is also at wickedwildweare, or on LinkedIn at wickedwildpod. If you want to see the videos that come out for each of our movie reviews and Campfire Tales, you can go to YouTube and just search the Wicked Wild Podcast. That's it, brother.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. We're glad you listened. And just keep a lookout for the first official motion picture coming out of Wicked Wild Productions. Teen Wolf 3. Back to the Hoocher. So look forward to that. Jason Bateman will be giving you a call.
And don't trust any Kurt Adams in your life.
Never.
They're bad news.
Probably a werewolf. And he will be Winnie the Pooh in somewhere. Bye.